Well, y'all already know what time it is. You're now tuned in with your guy, Joe T, and this is Bless This Conversation. Today we have...
Jasmine Williams. I am a PM by day and an entrepreneur by night.
That's what's up. And this is about to be a very interesting conversation. This ain't going to be like the other interviews where we kind of follow in a timeline. We're going to get to know her, but it ain't like a storyline. This is more so like a therapy session. I feel like this is kind of more my lane when it comes to opening the mind, different perspectives, looking at it from a different lens other than from the person yourself. But before we start this interview, this is my neighbor too at one point, baby's friend. How you feeling today?
You know, I'm feeling a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard things about Mr. Joe Taylor T, right? Joe T. Mm-hmm. Mr. Joe T. And yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but I hear that this is going to be a good conversation. I'm going to have a good time, but it's going to get real.
It's going to get thick.
Thick?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you say you heard some things? What? Because
the girls have been talking.
What they say?
They're like, are you ready? Because he be asking questions.
I do.
He be asking those good questions. I was like, dang. What's he going to ask me? They're like, you going to see. But you like to get down to the nitty gritty. But you know what? I like to be an open book about things. I like to be open just for the simple fact that I want people to understand me more so they'll be able to help me, or vice versa. I help somebody else. So I'm an open book. I'm going to try to be as honest as possible. But don't be too hard on me.
Nah, I try not to. Well, we could just quote the movie that you just was talking about, Menace to Society.
Yes.
When he was in the interrogation room. What you say he said?
You know you done fucked up, right?
Yeah.
You know you done messed up.
But I want to throw something in real quick. You brought up a superstition. I'm wondering, do a lot of women actually, what people believe that? Like you said something about putting your purse on the floor.
You know, my family is not superstitious. I am, though. And it's just like things that I've just heard through the grapevine. But there's a lady that I used to work with, and I had came to work and I had all this stuff in my hand and put my purse on the ground. She's like, baby, you put your purse on the ground, you never gonna have any money. And I was like, pick it up. So I just always just don't put my purse on the ground.
I know black folks got a superstition around January 1st, what they call New Year's, but the New Year's is in April. But, you know, that's besides the point. But they believe eating black eyed peas. Did y'all eat black eyed peas growing up thinking don't bring good?
No, I didn't. But I am going to make some this weekend because it's the New Year.
Okay.
But there are things like, at the first of the month and the year, you're supposed to blow cinnamon into your house to bring prosperity and abundance.
Cinnamon?
Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to like wear off any negative energy and all of that.
You believe in it? You believe in it?
Nah, I haven't done it. I don't think it hurts.
Do you have any other superstitions or any, like, I guess you could say ritual practices? Like, you sage? Like, you believe in stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. I like to
sage. You sage?
I sage sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling. I know during like COVID, I really got into that stuff, like the crystals and like saging and good energy and bad energy and manifestation and all of that. And I think that personally, all that is just, it comes out to just praying and it's just prayer and believing yourself and having faith in something larger than yourself to do better. Like so COVID, I did not have a job. And then, of course, it was hard for me to find a job. So because I was in crystals and people were like, you can manifest this, you can manifest a job. I did like this manifesting thing where I wrote down like all of my intentions and like what kind of job I want to look for. And I was being very specific in what I was asking. And what I did was every day I woke up, I stayed on a routine, did what I needed to do, made sure I read like my intentions. I prayed, I journaled. And then I would keep like energy crystals on me to help like promote whatever energy I was trying to have. And I ended up getting a really good job, way more than what I expected. So I say all that to say, I believe in that stuff, but I think the power of what it was is just sticking to something. Keep on reminding myself, like manifesting and praying and just doing what I needed to do to achieve that goal. So that's how I look at that stuff.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue. The scripture would say. Then another scripture that came to mind when you were saying that was Write the vision, make it plain. Even as sometimes a lot of people, I want to bless this conversation real quick because there's a lot of people, even though you wrote the vision, saw the vision, talked about it to somebody, what people have a problem with doing is following through. And then by the time, because I ain't a firm believer like in the crystals and man, I'm just on the word, but I do know that when you stick to it creates that, which I almost confirm what it was that you thought, when really it's just you practicing what's been in the word. People have, mixed in different things, and all of that was written and prophesied before any of that was ever even a thing.
Exactly.
Even a thing. But I'm asking you these questions to kind of set up to where we're going, because I'm wondering what, because if we'll admit, I guess you could say superstition or things that you've practiced that manifested the job, for instance. Is it any other thing you feel that you've practiced or this has helped this result happen? Because I'm saying that because I'm wondering, how old are you?
37.
37. When your birthday?
December 9th.
December 9th. Single?
Yes.
How long you been single?
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth?
A long time.
Yeah, when you got to plead the fifth on if you're single, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But, I do know a little information. You said your last serious relationship was high school.
Yeah. Yeah. It was high school. And that relationship was a relationship where I was just like, I ain't going to let anybody walk all over me or give anybody a piece of myself.
Okay.
That I felt I gave when I was in high school. I know like people are like, high school relationships don't count, but that one actually left a mark on me. Mm-hmm. It was probably my first real boyfriend in high school. We had our good times, we had our bad times, but for the most part, he was emotionally and mentally abusive towards me. And I think that was just because he just hated on me. Looking back now, I made him feel insecure within himself. So there was things that he would say to me to make me feel low. And it worked. It actually worked. He would do all kinds of just crazy psychological shit to me, like not call me knowing that I'm waiting for him to call, and like give me the silent treatment, like put me on punishment if I did something he didn't like. Or
it was something you said he said one time.
He compared me to one of his past girlfriends and told me that she was better than me. She was more intelligent. She was more fit than me. So that right there, that was a slap in the face. I stopped eating. I lost a lot of weight. I looked really sick. But he liked it. Yeah. So that's all that mattered until he decided he didn't want to talk to me anymore.
And this is high school?
Yeah.
How?
I was probably, this was senior 18.
That's when we fast forward to 37. Do you feel like that still has an effect on what he said?
I think that...
Confidence-wise, self-esteem?
I think I would say no. And yes, it just depends. Like I've done a lot of growing as a person, but when it comes to relationships with a man, because I prefer men, when it comes to a relationship with a man, that tends to get hard for me. A lot of, I think, insecurities come up for me within myself, which is just being good enough, making sure that I'm the person that they want. And then also just getting my needs met. So I struggle in that department for sure when it comes to relationships. And I think it definitely stems back to just that high school relationship. So, I mean, as we talked before, like, I just avoid that. So.
37, successful.
Yes.
Nice looking, black woman. Got things going for yourself. Intellectual. You're checking the boxes.
Thanks.
The men you run into, is it you or is it them?
If you would have asked me that probably 10 years ago, I would probably say it was them. You asking me that today, I think that it's me. And I think that it's me I can get anyone. I can get any dude that I want. but there's a certain man that I want. I want them to be a leader. I want them to be confident. I want them to be successful, whether that be work-wise, financially, all of that, just a man. And I know the places that I go that I do feel comfortable in, those type of men are not necessarily for me. Like, I need to elevate the folks around me, but I have not done that. There is a fear there for me. And that fear is just like rejection and people not wanting me, or, people thinking, oh, she's too dark, or she's too tall, or she's not fit enough. So those things definitely do go through my mind.
Have you ever heard them? Because I want to note that real quick, because that sounds like, is that you talking, or is that something you've heard before?
I mean, that's me talking.
Okay, go ahead.
That's me talking, most of it. I do that a lot, actually. People tell me that I am not good at reading minds. I'm pretty bad at it, but I tend to have a lot of things in my head of what I think will happen with it. And then I'm just going to X that out and not even try to worry about that situation or try to go towards it. I'll just stick here in this place. But that hasn't been serving me. Now I'm in a place where it's like, what am I going to do? Because ain't nobody going to come to my house, breaking down my door, talking about, Jasmine, I want to marry you. Nobody's going to say, hey, I have this business venture I'm going to give you. Like, I have to step out and do something. And I'm going to have to be around people that might be better than me. And I have to get comfortable with that. But I know that work starts within.
That's interesting that you said that, because I'm still stuck on like the superstition, like, because people will practice certain things to better certain things. I'm wondering later on in the conversation, what are the practices, superstitions, so you can say, to renew your mind of how you said things to yourself or how you view certain things? Because I'm interested in, I'm going to say from the age 25 to 37, the men that you have dated, did they not meet a standard that you have, or did you just, in a way, self-sabotage on the basis of maybe fear of rejection or abandonment, or you just got in front of the situation to protect yourself of eventually something in your head telling you eventually this is going, because I'm, what you said, too tall or there's going to be something, so I need to get in front of this. But I'm going to say, he ain't my type of, it really wasn't going to be serious anyway, because it's not.
So that's a good question. There's actually probably like 2 or 3 guys that were good dudes that actually really liked me, but I definitely messed that up. It scared me. The very thing that I said I wanted scared me. And it was too real. And I did self-sabotage. But then the people who I really wanted, and they didn't really want me or what have you, I was pouring all the things that I probably should have been pouring into the people who are pouring into me, to them. So it's just like, yeah, I think it kind of just goes back to, how people say, well, you say you want this, but are you ready for that? Are you in that place? And I wasn't ready for it. And I do think back here recently about a couple guys that I met, like, dang, if I was in the same place, I probably might be married by now.
Let's describe that fear. When you realize, in hindsight, looking at, they were good, but I got what I wanted, what I asked for, and I was afraid. What did the sabotage look like? Can you go back and see like things that you did out of whatever that was, anxiety, I guess?
Yeah, one thing I'm really good at is disappearing. So, it would just be one of those things where I was just string someone along until they realized that I didn't like them anymore. Because there's some guys, like, I like them, I like hanging out with them, but I didn't necessarily want anything real with them because I was afraid. And, I would sabotage. I would do things that I know they possibly wouldn't like. There's one guy I was dating. Yeah, there's one guy I was dating. He was a really nice guy, super cool. gentleman, had his stuff together. He like invited me out one night to meet his friends because he was thinking about like a long term with me, and it scared the shit out of me. And and I think I forget exactly what I did, but I think I was talking to him about something, and I just said some really messed up stuff to him, and I did it on purpose to see what he was going to say, and he just stopped talking to me.
Like you strategically said, I'm going to do this to see.
Yeah, I did. Like I was
because
pushing the limit.
You were scared and didn't want to go and meet the friends.
Yeah. Like I back then too, I was kind of out of there. Not out of there, but I just did what I wanted when I wanted, like said what I wanted, not necessarily trying to be like a lady or what have you. And I know this particular dude, like he wanted someone that was a lady that wasn't out there just, having fun, doing whatever with their friends, getting drunk, getting sloppy, things like that. And I would just tell him, I'm like, yeah, I went out and I did this and I did that. And he just he didn't like that. So he's like, you're not the one.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like, well, you don't like that, but that's what I like to do. I like to go and do that.
But you had did that to a man that was more so easier, that you didn't feel.
No, but they probably would have did it to me. They've done it to me though.
Mm-hmm.
The very thing that I would do to them or this particular person, it was done to me by other dudes, which is just acting like you want something from me and then you'll take until I realize that I've been done this whole time and then I'm not allowed anymore and I'm cutting you off. But I mean, yeah.
You sound like you like to play games.
Yeah, my mom definitely told me when you play games, you get played.
Yeah, you play games, you get stupid prizes or something. I forgot how it go. Play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
I think that the time that it really mattered when I was out there trying to have fun and, do my thing and be around people and be social, I missed that opportunity because now that I've matured and like I look back on all those things, I'm just like, okay, that's not the type of person I want to be anymore. So I am trying to look for a true relationship where it's really love and the person accepts me for who I am. I accept them for who they are. Like I want something real with someone, but this day and age it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to find that person. And then, with everything going on in the world and like women like me, it's hard for us to find someone because we already have it all.
I'm glad you said that. Like you saying have it all, established your own everything, own money. I feel like in that conversation, women that have it all also don't know their place when it comes to the relationship no more. It's almost like you've lost a sense of, I don't want to use the word role in a relationship because you still want a man that I'm guessing you grew up traditionally. I mean, even though you're financially well off and you still expect a man to come in and be provider.
Exactly.
You still he has to be a man.
Yes.
You saw that with your pops. You said that.
Exactly.
Now, in that, are we automatically looking at early on in the beginning, he's got to check all of these boxes because of how established you are versus over time, seeing how he does communicate, how he does support, how he does, how he has practices, patience. Are we looking at how much time are we given to see that versus if you're already established? A woman who's not established probably gonna already pay more close attention to what he capable of doing over a long period of time. It's got to be fast, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel because things like the situationships that I have don't last long, and I have them, but they don't last long. But I will say part of that is because of the work that I've been doing and just catching things that I've seen as red flags in the past early on. But the thing is, like, I'm catching them with people who are freaking lames and losers in the first place. It's just like none of the guys that I've recently dated have had that substance that I'm looking for.
So you're not picky. You wouldn't say picky.
I wouldn't say picky. I definitely used to be superficial for sure about stuff like that, but now I'm not. I'm not picky. I don't. There are things I stay away from, like dudes that are super flashy. Like, I want you to have your stuff together, but if you have to show me that you have your stuff together with your Merc or your BMW or your iced out watch or your big ass chain, there's a guy that I dated. He had a chicken business and he had a chicken chain, iced out chicken chain like this. I call him Chicken Man, but
Yeah.
he actually, he's a love bomber. But he would go all out. If you go somewhere, he had to be the center of attention, pulling out wads of cash, like doing all of that. And what I know comes along with that is other women. So, and if you're doing that, who you're not trying to just impress me, you're trying to impress everyone else. So like those are things that I try to stay away from. And then dudes that have feminine tendencies. But I was going to say something. I was saying all that to get to a point and totally lost my train of thought.
You was talking about the standard, not being picky.
Yeah, I definitely like look at things like that. But for the most part, what I go off of is, can I have a good conversation with you? Like, do I feel comfortable talking to you? Are you fun? Are you worldly? Can you talk about anything? And then of course, like you start to realize what people want from you and what they're trying to get from you. I think that you do meet the representative for people, so you do have to give them time to show you who they are. But I be wanting to know people's dreams and aspirations, and then I be following up, like, so what are you doing with that? How's that going? You know, and when I'm not seeing you put in any work, like I lose interest. Like, that drive is important to me.
Yeah. The ambition. You sound like when you challenging them, I guess it's a kind of a draw, like they draw back. You mentioned last night that you could love bomb as well.
I do. Not as far as like monetarily, but more so like, so I have a big heart. I'm a lover. Like I remember there was a class in college that I took, and it was like a poem class, and we were reading something. It was about a romanticism, I think. And one of the poems about the love of ideal, like your ideal love. And that just stuck with me. And I'm just like, I want an ideal love. Like whoever I meet, I want them to be ideal for me, meaning that person. And no matter what they do, no matter what I do or what they do, like they love me for me in that. And that just stuck with me. And I realized, like, I am a lover. Like, I like to love people, but there's no boundary there when I meet someone I like and I just start giving them all the things that I probably should be giving someone who deserves. So instead of being like, let me see if this person really likes me, I'm like, hey, you want to come over? Let's have dinner. Like, let me cook for you. Let me do this. Do you need help with this? Like, I'm happy to help you with any of your business ventures. Like, I think I come off as just someone who's wanting to be there for someone. And it could be overwhelming for some, but that's like how I express that I care for you. I see what you're having and I can help you. I can help you multiply.
You come out way too vulnerable in the beginning, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And most guys, if I can be frank, too much vulnerability gonna look like desperation. You're already too inviting.
Yeah.
You done already gave so much access to everything, whether it be conversation, your spot, going places, and then in conversation look like you super duper engaged. A lot of times that ain't, cause we're in a generation where I think women are saying men want one thing. Men on the opposite are kind of viewing things the same way. They ain't seen or paid attention to how much you really have together. It looked like it's too fast.
Yeah.
You done already missed the opportunity for him to take you serious because it looks a certain way. Your love bomb can come off as, this is easy. The challenge is already dead. That could most definitely be an issue. But I'm curious to know, like, because I feel like people's upbringing and what they were around. Your parents married?
Yeah.
How long?
38 years.
38 years?
Yeah, they were high school sweethearts.
At 37, an example of marriage, where do you feel like your disconnect with, where do you think that's coming from?
Like me coming from a home where I have two parents and then me being 37 and it's like, where's my man at kind of thing? Like, I think that it comes from a, a lot of how I was raised, and what is expected. So, right now, we don't shack up. You're not supposed to be shacking up. You know, you're supposed to date to meet someone to marry. Then you move in and you have your kids. And, you know, I haven't met anybody to do that. You know, I'm trying to follow this script. And, you know, my parents laid this script out very perfectly for me, like, as to like what that looks like. But right now, where I'm at, like, I'm realizing, like, okay, well, it's hard to just meet somebody and they have everything that you want and you're trying to, and they have to meet someone that I want and make sure that they're checking off all the boxes traditionally, what my parents taught me, but also making sure that they are what I need. The emotional part is the part that is hard for me or what is lacking. Like, although my parents, I think they did a wonderful job raising me. Of course, parents do their best, not knowing sometimes they hinder you in them trying to do your best. But I think that for me, what was lacking was like the emotion or the affection. And that is hard for me when I'm when I'm dating, just period, because.
Are you saying they gave you boxes that people need to check but lacked at times the emotional and the affectionate part?
Yeah. So we got the stability there.
Yeah.
We got how to build the family. So we know how that is. You need a man, you need a woman, y'all need to have your ish together, and you got that, and you can have your family, and you're going to be good, you know? But then here I am, and it's just like, okay, well, I want to be able to make sure that I connect with this person on, you know, on an emotional level. Like, are they affectionate? Like, that emotional intelligence is really important. And I'm still learning through that. I'm still working through my emotions. Like, I sometimes would have to admit, like, just being around men, someone that I am interested in, you know, I am a little like on edge or a little uncomfortable because I don't know how to act. I don't know what to do. I have all these emotions. What I'm telling myself is like, oh, I want to hug this person, or, you know, I want to kiss him. I like him, or what have you. But the inside of me is like, no, you can't do that because you don't know what anybody's going to say or what they're going to think when you're doing this or you're doing that. Like, the emotional part of it is just out for me. I don't know how to connect the two, but I can be there from a support standpoint. But the part that really counts, I always say, like the fluffy stuff is lacking there. And I think that hinders me a lot. Does that make any sense?
It makes plenty. I'm just still trying to connect the dots with, cause it sounds like you, when it comes to certain choices and decisions, it sounds like a lot of your upbringing has affected you to live.
Yeah, that's my infrastructure. That's what I work off of. That's what to me, or at least what I thought, is what is going to keep me safe. So if I follow this procedure, this policy, the infrastructure, how it was built, I'm going to be fine. And I did that. I followed all of it. And here I am with me and my little boomy Jew, and I'm lonely. I don't have anyone to share those things.
Coming off bougie, stuck up, extra, all the and it's interesting. It's interesting because I grew up completely opposite. Outside, did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. Like, I literally figured out life through experience. Like, literally, no love, no affection. I can count on one hand how many times I probably got hugged or told I love you from my mama growing up. So I wasn't searching for love and different things at a very, very young age. But my partners and them, they kind of had your life. Both parents, married, both successful, careers, went to church. I'm talking about, you go over there, they trying to feed us because they know maybe over there it ain't, you know, they offering us to go to church. They was like a second home. They wanted our lives. And a lot of times now when I see them, they envy me.
I envy a lot of people that are like you. So I did this friend thing. They have like on Instagram, I saw it's called like Real Root. And it's just where you sign up and they group you with like a group of people to meet. And I did this because, I don't really have friends right now. Like I've kind of, and that's on purpose. Just trying to I'm trying to put myself around people that are like me. So, I can just grow and be around people who I feel comfortable with and truly care about me. But I was sitting next to this girl there. She's from Australia. And we didn't even talk the whole time, but we ended up talking like towards the end and exchanging numbers. And, we've gotten to know each other. And she has lived in she's traveled all over the world. She's lived in like 30 states in like Australia. She's traveled to probably almost all the continents. Her story about how she got here to America, absolutely crazy. But all the things that she was saying, like if she would have told me this like a while back, if I wasn't in the mindset that I was in right now, I'm like, oh my God, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're moving all over the place. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're just going and doing it. You don't even know how to speak. You don't even know how to speak Chinese and you're going to China. Like, is that even safe? Like, why are you doing that? Like, you're just going off doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And hearing her now, I'm like, oh my God, I love you. You do exactly what you want. And every time that she has, in her stories, when she takes a risk, not knowing, everything multiplies for her. Like right now, forgive me if I'm telling too much of her business, but right now, like she's a civil engineer. She did really well in Australia. She sold her house. So she has money for her, like, I don't know how much it is, but she has money from her house. She's like, you know what? I'm going to just invest it all into the stock market. She invested it. She's like, you know what, girl? I only have like 2 pairs of good shoes, like 3 dresses, this, and this, but I have this humongous holiday fund because they call it PTO holiday there. She's like, whenever someone says I want to go somewhere, I pick up and I go. I don't want anything holding me back.
Gave you anxiety even hearing it.
Exactly. I was like, what the hell? So, and she's like, yeah, I don't care about the flashy stuff. I don't care about any of these type of things. Like, this is what I care about. And she is taking care of herself. She's investing in herself. She is just, I think she's phenomenal. She inspires me. I am low key jealous of her in a good way though.
I feel you.
But I am envious of people who have gotten to experience life. I didn't get to do that because my parents were protecting me and sheltering me from certain things. So then I had these fears, and these fears stopped me from doing a lot of things that I am truly capable of doing. Like, I think growing, not I think I am. I'm a very capable person.
I want to bless the conversation real quick. No shot at your parent or nobody else, or nobody's parent. No shot, but I want you to hear what I'm about to say. A lot of times parents are living through their own, they want to live through their children, but they not realizing it's trauma. You want me to play it safe because it looked like safe worked out for you.
Right.
And then over time, what happens with you as a child, which I have no issue with admitting, you start to resent. There's some form of bitterness that springs up in you. And then you realize, I haven't made a lot of choices I want to do. There has been someone who has shaped a lot of my decisions and my choices. I may be okay, but I haven't got to experience life the way I view life. I haven't done the things I wanted to do because I done the things that I know would be approved. I done the things that I know they would have signed off on because I didn't want to go against the grain of tradition and how they perceive life. And with that being said, what choices have you made yourself in life that you are satisfied with?
Well, look, damn, I'm not satisfied by that, but it was a choice I made myself, which is buying my house, the second one, that was very unpopular with the family, my parents. They were not happy about that. Sold my first house, got a good piece of money for that, put it up and put it into this house. And I did it though, because the first house, I was over that house in the first place. First off, being a homeowner, great thing. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I recommend that you not do it by yourself. This is coming from someone who's like an independent, says I'm an independent woman, boop, 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 boop. No, that was very hard for me. And I did it to please my parents because that's what they taught me. That's what was in this infrastructure, right? In the bones of everything. And I did that and I missed out on a lot. Like just being able to be a young adult and have fun. I'm having to worry about responsibilities like if my water heater is going to break or my AC is going to break, you know, and I hated it. And then I had an opportunity to get out of that and I did and make a lot of money, which I did. But then I was like, but I have to get another house because that's what's in this infrastructure. I have to get another house. And I wasn't taking no for an answer. And I did it. That was a decision that I made. But now I'm just like, I'm still not enjoying it. Like it's still not what I need. And it's like, now I want to get rid of it. I don't want the house anymore. I want to sell it and I want to go rent. I want to go rent out somewhere. I want to be able to pick up and go when I want to go.
When you going to do it?
Well, I started talking to my little friend who helps with apartments and stuff. Her name's Stephanie. Talking to her about, you know, putting my house up on the market, seeing what it looks like to get someone in there to rent so I can get out and start living my life freely. That's probably one of the decisions that I've made for myself. But again, that decision is based off of that infrastructure, like making sure you do the right things, you check off the boxes or what have you. And I think that a lot of things that I do in life, I do them for validation.
Checking the boxes have broken you in a sense.
Exactly.
Where's your essence? The essence of a person, it's what makes them. Like, and when you have to dim that light or turn off that switch of what brings you joy, who are you?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, I know who I am, but there's a person in there, deep, deep down in there that is trying to get out. And that person is a fun-loving person. She's a traveler. She is an entrepreneur. She has great ideas. She's a visionary. She is confident. She doesn't take no for an answer. And right now she's dormant. And I'm trying to get back to where that was. Because there's one time in life where I can really remember that I was thriving. But that was in college, before I had any type of priorities that mattered as an adult. And then once I got that house, once I got all that went out. And it's just like trying to keep up with the Joneses per se, like just making sure I have that together, making sure that on paper I'm good. I have a good job. I have all this. I have that. So
do you feel like you've lived a lie?
Lived a lie?
Like you check the boxes. Like if you have a conversation with anybody right now and didn't go into details about how you feel, things you want to do, the inner child that you just described, a lot of people will probably be envious of the boxes that you have checked. And like you have the American dream.
Right.
But to most people you've been told what the American dream is. You have not lived your dream though.
Right. I'm definitely living for validation from others because that's what lets me know that I'm doing good. But what I want to do, or no, what I am going to do is start living for me, which is taking the risks, doing the things that I want to do, knowing that I might fail, knowing that I might be broke, knowing that I might lose my job, and just living life freely. Because right now I'm being careful. And I think I said it last night. I am not a careful bitch. I'm not supposed to be a careful bitch. I'm supposed to be out here riding around and getting it.
Right.
So like I just that is where I'm at. And it took a while for me to get there, but I'm just starting to see things totally differently. But a lot of what I have been doing has been based off of that infrastructure, that thing that my parents taught me as what success looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And that works for them and it might work for other people. But for me, I need to be free. I need to fly.
Would you agree that a lot of parents from your generation, I'm pretty sure same age, my parents around that same generation, they don't understand the new world that we live in.
Mm-mm.
They don't understand the access to freedom, the ability, like the entrepreneurship, the social media, like the things that are possible that in their time just wasn't possible. And they still, what's the word? Scarcity? Is that how you say it? Like scarcity. It's a level of scarcity. You pushing what you had to go through, what you experienced, how you live onto me, and you're not understanding that I can make what you make in 30 days and what you make in a year. Pay attention, by being me, not who you keep trying to shape and mold me. I love you. I understand you, my parent. I understand. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see me? Because at some point, your parenting is not encouraging and pouring into that inner child. You're constantly trying to make what safe look like to you, my life, and I'm dying.
I am quietly dying. No, for real. Yeah.
It's no different than in relationships.
It's a direct correlation, I think, with relationships. I mean, relationships are what we need, just period in life. Like everybody needs a relationship. And I think that the way your upbringing and all of that has a lot to do with how you move in the world and how you interact with people.
Your posture changed. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. But how did it change? I got serious?
Yeah, it seemed like you got like, okay, let me just lock in real quick.
No, I'm actually really thinking deeply about what you're saying and feeling what you're saying too. Like it's hitting home for me and I'm actually focusing on what you're saying.
Cause you super independent. I'm guessing cause last night you mentioned, you made your own lunches. That was instilled in you as well.
Yeah, but my parents, my mom ran a tight ship. My mom she was a single mom. My dad is in the military, Army, Special Forces. So my dad was in Desert Storm. He was in also the War on Terrorism. So he was gone a lot. He was deployed a lot. And she was also trying to break out her generational curses too by going to school. But she had 2 kids. And my dad is gone. She doesn't know if he's going to make it back home or not. And she kept that from us. And, we had to keep going. So she ran a very tight ship. She did not play. And my dad either, like they did not play. And I think that is where one of the reasons why I am where I'm at today and I am independent and I'm very responsible. But there's still that part of me where I had to tuck away, which is the playful side of me, the affectionate side of me, the jumping off of the side of a building side of me, like the adrenaline, like that. It's like I had to tame it. And I just remember too, like thinking about it, my mom, she is a professional. Like my mom is a boss and, she's teaching me how like to operate in corporate America and that shit is draining. I don't know how she can do it, but it is so draining. And like, I would try and try and try. She's like, nope, this is how you do it. This is how you're supposed to interact. I'm like, this is too much. This is too overwhelming for me. Like, I have not really liked any of my jobs that are in corporate America, but I did it. I'm getting paid well. I'm paying my bills. Like I can do this, I can do that. But when I get home from work, I'm drained. I don't want to do anything else.
Are you afraid to disappoint your mom?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely afraid to disappoint my parents, but I haven't yet. But I probably...
When I say fear of disappointing them, that also is tied to making a decision. Your mind will tell you they wouldn't agree with this and still do it.
I always run things by my parents. That's just one thing that I do. And where this journey that I'm on and what I'm realizing, like, that I'm not living to my full potential. I'm not being who I really am. I think.
No man ain't gonna want to deal with that neither.
Deal with what?
You got to run everything by your parents. You need approval.
Yeah, exactly. So I do that. I run a lot of things by them. I know that they're not going to steer me wrong, but then what it happens is there's that fear that pops up because it's like, okay, well, I want to do this, but they possibly won't want to do it. And what if I fail? They're going to come back and be like, well, we told you so. We told you not to do that. So it's like, let me run it by them, get their ideas or what have you. But I feel like I miss out on a lot because people are going to give you their opinion and their perspective based off of what they would do.
What's their perspective of failure, though?
I mean, we don't fail. We don't do those things.
I'm saying, what is your, I don't believe in failure. If I done it and it didn't work, it was what I wanted to do. And like, when I built the prison set, in my mind, I was like, it's going to take off fast. It didn't start taking off until I tore it down. But in my mind, it was still, I know I could go back to it. I know I could revamp it. I know what I could change. I know what I could do different. It still fulfilled me, regardless of how many people say, that ain't gonna work. I had an experience where when I was younger, the first business I wanted to start was pressure washing. I was 16 years old because I wanted to quit selling dope. I was like, this ain't gonna last forever. And I remember telling my homeboys, like, man, let's go get some pressure washing machines. I had already showed, we had rolled past and people were like pressure washing driveways and stuff. I was like, bro, we can do that. It's literally water and a machine. It's really like the side of houses. And I remember my homeboys laughed. They're like, bro, that ain't gonna. But I seen a cycle of that. My mama, when I said I wanted to write a book, her off the muzzle, she was like, she chuckled. And then she said, well, you sound just like your dad. She was like, you ain't finna write no book. 2 or 3 of my homeboys also said that. When I called home and said that I had been called to preach the gospel and serve, my child mama laughed. My homeboy said, bro, what's wrong with you? There's a pattern of people, of things that happen, people said where I was like, I'm going to leave that alone. But then when I started going for the thing that I thought about, what was going to make me happy, whether it worked to somebody else's standard or not, I did it. When I look back at people in your situation, you ain't even ever tried it. You wouldn't even go for it. It gives you anxiety.
It gives me straight up anxiety.
Dying.
I definitely go to the extreme on a lot of things.
I got a quote I like to say, if I was on my deathbed right now and they told me I had 10 minutes, I would leave empty because it ain't nothing I thought or what I wanted to do. It wasn't nobody on this earth that was going to tell me, boy, I tried it. I would leave here empty, no regrets. The most regrets are in the graveyard, in the penitentiary. How many regrets you got?
How many what?
How many regrets do you have?
Graves.
Regrets.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot. And, well, not a lot. I think that one of my major regrets is not following through on a lot of my business ideas, just thinking I can't do it. And then also, too, I like to learn. College, I would probably, if it were up to me, I would probably be like $1 million in debt because I would want to go to school to be a doctor. I want to go to school to be a lawyer. But I just wish that I allowed myself to explore or entertain things more. I just shut things down.
You went to school?
I went to UTA for my bachelor's, and then I got my MBA at the University of Dallas.
Did you want to go to college?
I wanted to go to college, but I didn't think I could go to college. I didn't think I was smart enough to do college, but I mean, I got through. I actually had my own business in college where I would babysit. I did like this Mary Poppins thing. So I had a bag full of just activities and stuff to do.
That's dope.
Yeah. The parents, they would be like, they'll hit me up. I'm like, okay, these are the packages that I have. You want to do a movie night? Do you want me to take them on a field trip? You want me to do this, or you want to tutor? They'll let me know. I'll pack all the stuff in the bag. Kids super excited. I was making a grip of money for that off of that gig, but I did that during college. I actually learned a lot about myself when I went to college, but I had to be pushed. That's one thing that I am grateful for not one thing, but one of the many things I'm grateful for my mom for is pushing me when I just didn't think I can do anything. I did not. And she is the reason why I am where I am. But now that I'm here and I've done all that other stuff, I need to do what's best for me. And but me, I love to learn. I love to learn. I love to explore. When I was younger, my mom would give me the National Geographic magazines and I'll just read through those. I'm like, oh, I'm going to visit that spot. I'm going to visit that spot. I got to go see all the 7 wonders of the world. Like, I'm a true adventurer, and that is non-existent. Like, I don't do that. I haven't done that. I am, like I mentioned earlier, visionary. Great ideas. And I see them from the beginning to the end. And I don't pursue those things because of fear. And that's the fear of failure. That's the and the failure to me looks like money. Losing money out on, these things that I'm putting all of my energy into. And
that's what it's for. It's a tool.
Yeah, I know.
Scared money don't make money.
And I'm scary over here. Okay. I am scared. But that is something that has been preached to like my sister and I by my parents, which are invest and save for retirement. But the thing is, I don't want to wait to have fun in retirement. I want to have fun right now, today.
And you can.
Maybe.
Ain't no such thing as maybe. And ain't no try neither. Try is an honest lie. You either gonna do it or you're not.
Yeah. I am supposed to be a spontaneous person, but I am a very calculated and planning person. And when I start to do that, I get that anxiety and I just quit. And I struggle with that throughout life. So, yeah.
Now, going back to, have you ever told your parents about anybody you've dated in the last 10 years?
I've told my mom about people I've dated, but it's not to the, it's not.
It ain't serious.
Yeah. She knows of people, but not like what actually happens.
Going back to what I said about a man ain't gonna really want to deal with you, basically you needing to go through them. Do you think you could let a man lead if he checked the boxes?
That is a great question. Can we come back to it later? No, I'm kidding.
No, that's good.
No. And I say that because like there's the last dude that I talked to and I wasn't about to wait for him to lead. I need for you to either do it right now or get the hell on. So the moment that I start to feel that I am grabbing the bootstrings and I'm about to be somebody's mama, like I cut it off. But I don't know if I can be led. I know that as soon as I feel like things are about to go off the rail, I step in.
What does leading look like to you? Because it sounds like you have an idea of what leading is to you.
So I follow my dad. So I let my dad lead me. My dad's actually a true leader. He is a listener. He's not emotional whatsoever, but he's a listener and he leads, and he is a provider, and he shows up every time, no matter what. My dad is always there and he's consistent. And in his way, he lets me know that he loves me. And that's what I look for in other dudes. Like, I don't want a scary person, someone who's afraid to stand up for me or, I don't know, be a man.
You got affection from your dad? You got affection?
Not like that. No, I didn't get affection.
So if you got your dad, you would suffer the things you want, though.
Yes, in that aspect. But remember what I was mentioning earlier, like as far as relationships, I know what I want as far as he needs to be a provider. He needs to be this. He needs to be that. I literally named out all the things that my dad is.
Mm-hmm.
But what's lacking is that emotion. And I think that that is what hinders a lot for me is not knowing how to even, that's what I want, but I don't know how to receive it, or I don't know how about getting it. And the moment that I just see that these things aren't being met over here, I just nix it out. I don't even give it a chance. So, but no, I don't think I allow men to lead me. No, I don't.
Mm.
I have to fully trust you, but that takes time.
Yeah, it's most definitely gonna take some time, and that's gonna come with seeing if he able to lead. And it might not look like your definition of leading though.
Okay, that's a good point.
Like Eb, like baby for instance, she 2-parent household. I didn't have that. My learning how to lead has been experiencing through life. Different men. I'm learning again now with my guy Dijon. But I've took different forms of, and I'll guarantee you, my leading looks absolutely nothing like what she. I'm the complete opposite. I'll guarantee you. I'm the complete. But I'll check the boxes of what.
It's the things that count.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
We got to throw out these boxes. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
When
jump out the box. Okay.
Yeah, we got to quit looking for the boxes being checked because it just ain't.
That I get it, because it's like when you go and look for what's in these boxes, you might find that, but there's other things that matter, that are important,
Right,
that fulfill those things.
mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying. What I'm interested in, because I feel like I want another opportunity to better answer your question as far as like being led or whatnot.
Okay.
Like, what are some like examples of like men
Listening?
Okay, I listen.
Mm-hmm.
But I might think your ass is dumb and step the hell in. Excuse me, what?
See how we had to do nothing but chill and wait. See what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Your leading you have a lens already. So with that lens, even in leading, it's you mentioned money, building. If his leading ain't got probably associated with them things, you probably already like, where is it? Where we going?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, listening is a big thing. We just had a conversation about that. And also, it ain't nothing wrong with a man should also listen to what the woman is saying as well. I ain't saying his word is in all law. If he got a vision though, it ain't that he don't know what he doing or he sound dumb when you see it as partner. You're just helping, babe. Now that let him do it and bump his head. Now let's try it this way. You still allow him versus saying what you said. You just stepped in and then he started thinking she don't believe in me.
I think that you make a very good point, but some of the dudes that I dealt with, I don't believe in those niggas. I just don't. But I think that you bring up a very good point. That's important, and that's something to think about. But I remember us talking about that potential thing when when you date for potential, you see potential in someone. Like me, I give you a chance. I'll give you a little chance, but
why we
but
look
that potential?
How is potential even getting that close to you at this point?
Well, when I think of potential, it's like, okay, I'm talking to somebody. What are your dreams, aspirations?
We're talking about the representative.
Yes. And I want to do this. I want to do that. And, I want to do this. I'm like, okay. Cause I hear that. My mind is already working because that's who I am. Okay. Well, have you thought about this? Have you started thinking about this? Like, what do you want to like? How do I help you do this?
Mm-hmm. What if he viewing your representative as the love bombing thing? What are we both sitting at this table not giving each other time?
Time to
feel each other out for real, for real. Are we Are we already looking for an exit? Do we already have an exit strategy before it's even a chance?
Me, yes. Sometimes I do. And
So go ahead.
I think that exit strategy is just having let down by people in my past, like in relationships, and just knowing like, okay, I'm gonna give this a bit. But as soon as I start feeling this, I'm out. Like I'm gonna actually be quite honest. Communication, I'm not good at that. As much as I would like to think that I am not a good communicator when it comes to relationships.
Are you lonely?
Yes, very much so.
What does that feel like? What's your conversation in? Because you said you do a lot of self-talk. What's your self-talk in your lonely moments or
It's just a lot of shame and sadness and hurt. Like it feels like nobody wants me, nobody cares for me, because I'm lonely from the place of where's my person? I want my person for me. And it's like, here I am, 37, I don't have that person. What am I doing? I have this house and it's just me and Boomy, and I love Boomy to death, but it's just me and her.
Were you the girl that said at this age I want to be married?
Oh, I definitely want to be married, and I want to have kids, and I want to have 3 kids. But where I'm at right now, I'm not even worried about that anymore.
You feel like the clock ticking?
I feel like biological clock is ticking in that aspect as far as like kids or what have you. So I'm not stressing myself on that. But no, actually, no, it is ticking. I'm not stressing myself out with the kids because in my mind, in order for me to have a kid or have a family, I need to have a husband. I do believe in that. And I feel like the dudes out here are trash. But at the same time, I'm not going out and trying to, meet anyone. So yeah, but I'm definitely lonely, and I tend to sometimes put my energy into people who perpetuate that loneliness when I talk to dudes. So it's just like, I just feel like it's best for me to just stay by myself.
I most definitely don't think you can handle the right man if he came into your life right now.
No,
Listen,
I can't.
Your lens is already messed up. If he came and checked every box and came with the love and the affection, you would run him off immediately.
I have.
Yeah, you're going to continue to. You will end up 50 years old with Boomy.
A dog lady, but
no,
I'm not doing that. But You're right, but I'm not doing that. Which is why I am willing and I want you to do the work now. But I feel like that starts with me. And that's me doing my work. Because if I'm tearing people apart, like how I mentioned with like the affection and doing all of this and all of that, well, where's mine at? Like,
what a boundary.
I get it.
What boundaries need to start at? Where your boundaries need to start?
My boundaries need to start, one, with men is learning how to be their friend first, as opposed to thinking, oh, I met this person, I like them, they're super cool. We're trying to get to point
don't do
C
that.
over there.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
No, I'm saying don't be their friend.
Oh, don't do the friend thing. Why?
Beat it, but state what you expect though. Don't get friends on it.
So you're saying that it's...
I want us to be friends, but I want more.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to state that. You friends on a man, you might be hard to come up out of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lately have been doing that, just being straight up open and honest about like what I expect when I meet people. And niggas still be trying to pursue me and don't want shit.
You can't stand us at this point. You have not said, you have had so many bad experiences.
Hold on. When I say niggas, I'm talking about the male population, not specifically just black ones. I dated all kind, but I say that in a way of the dudes that I meet, I'm calling them that and they're pissing me off. I do like men. I love men. I do. And I want mine. But I realize that there is work.
You don't like us. You don't like us. You don't trust us. It's in your eyes. You do not trust us.
I disagree. I disagree.
You have no experience of it being a good example yet. And if it was, you ran them off.
Damn.
I want to keep hit on the loneliness. When the last time you cried?
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
What was it about?
I can't remember. I cried about a lot of things. It wasn't about being lonely. It's just I was crying about people that I lost that are no longer here, you know. But my lonely cries, I haven't been doing crying as much on that because I've been purposely like trying to do my work and, you know, work on me to get better and be in a mindset where I can be open to receiving the things that I deserve. And I think that what it starts with for me is self-worthiness, because you just said, no, you don't like us. You don't like us men. Well, probably because I don't like myself right now. You can't give anyone something that you don't already have yourself. And I don't like where I'm at right now. And, you know, people... Mentally. And I don't like that place where I'm at mentally. I need to be grateful for where I'm at as far as like work, having a job. I'm grateful for that. But I don't want that. I don't want that right now. I want something totally different. And I'm not satisfied with myself. So I'm not going to be satisfied with anybody else. And that's something that I have realized. And I need to stop going out here, trying to date, trying to be around people, knowing that there's things I need to work on. I'm not going to be able to give anybody anything, any of the things that I want right now, because I'm struggling. And I am trying to find my way out of that because...
How were you not struggling in the moments you were open in? How do we pinpoint that? If you where you are now, you were there before. You're just now realizing I got some work to do.
I've always been a growing person as far as work goes. I think that a lot of the work that I've done has made me successful with work, has made me successful like with the relationships with my family, like just working on things. But now this is more about myself and my identity.
Have you ever said I'm better than her based on your boxes?
Like a girl?
Like why her?
No, I don't. I don't really do all that. I try to stay away from doing things like that. I don't like feeling that type of way, even though that is a natural thing that people do, which is comparing, but I try not to. But I do find myself, in the past, I find myself like, well, if I had this, somebody would like me or I would be better. But I'm realizing that the things that people show you or, you know, present to you, I mean, you never know what's going on with them behind the scenes. So I try not to envy people or, you know, level myself up against them to try to figure out, because I don't know what you got going. I think it's all about shit. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I try not to do that. I used to, but I don't do that anymore. I don't think it's fair to myself and where I'm trying to go.
Do you receive compliments?
He's starting to get better at that, but no, it's hard to receive a compliment.
Why?
Because I don't believe you. That is the honest fact. I think that there's a lot of people who are like that. You
think it's an agenda behind the compliment?
I wouldn't say there's an agenda behind the compliment, but it's like when someone gives you a compliment, you're like, oh, if somebody gave me on my birthday, when I got all cute to go to the ballet, people were giving me compliments, I accepted those hoes because I felt it. I felt good about myself. I knew it. But when someone else does and they say, I'm like, oh, well, actually, you know, these shoes are dirty or this is that. It's like, you're giving me a compliment, but I don't think it. And then I don't feel those things that you're saying. Like someone could be, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. But when I woke up this morning, I looked at myself and said, girl, what's going on? You know, type things. It's just like, sometimes I don't believe people when they give me compliments. So it's hard to accept it because of the way I view myself in my mind.
I want to bless this conversation real quick. I had that at one point in time. My mama used to call me black a lot, especially when I got out of the pool or if I got in trouble, it was always blame your black right now. One of the scriptures that helped me is, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that scripture literally means to form new ideas from what you have been programmed and what has been instilled in your mind. I used to hate my skin color. Even because I'm a vulnerable guy. When I lost my hair, I hated it because I didn't know my identity outside my dreads or my braids. because it was dressed up in an environment that I was around. What made me boo? What made me, I had to literally learn, because people started calling me Joe T in the penitentiary. I grew up boo all my life. My identity was wrapped in boo. Becoming Joe T has literally been a process of renewing my mind. Even getting ready to get married, I haven't been around people who are married. Like, I literally had to form new ideas based on coming from what I've come from. When you say it's hard for you to receive a compliment, there's a lot of things probably your mind reject even when it's genuine.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with embracing family coming here because of my idea of what family looks like from my perspective. That process of really renewing your mind is a practice every day. It ain't no such thing as I need to heal first, because healing is a practice. When Ebony hugs me too long, I literally have to tell myself it's okay in my mind. Like I'm really about to go off. It's like somebody scratching a chalkboard. Like, what are you doing? And I have to tell myself it's okay. Do you have any tactics to say it's nah? Do you ever reverse when your mind is fighting you?
Oh yeah. And that is something I've been doing recently since I've been just going through this. I've been calling it my transformation, like, journey. It started last year around sometimes, but it's just, I've just really been freaking thinking about all the things. And that, when I tell you I do the self-talk, what I have been doing specifically at work, because that's where people get me effed up the most, is not taking what someone says to be negative or directed towards me or have anything to do with me. Because when I felt that way, the way I responded or the way I reacted to them had whatever I was holding on into their response, it went back to them. And then I come off as the angry person or the black person or whatever. But it's neither one of those things. It's not about me being an angry black person or whatever. It's about me. It's about me being able to not take things so seriously or beat myself up just because somebody says a certain thing. Like, relax. Like, somebody at work said something to me and I was like, oh, I want to slap that at you. But I was like, you know what? They probably ain't even worried about me. They probably got about 8 billion things to do. Yeah. And all I have to do is just tell them, hey, if you want me to provide this to you, I need for you to give me a deadline on when you're going to get it to me. I'm happy to help. As opposed to be like, I can't do that shit. Bye. So, yeah. I have to really, and I have to talk that through in my head, because I will crash out on somebody so fast. And it's because of the things I tell myself in my head. And then when I do that, I portray myself as someone that I don't want them to. Right. And that is what I have been working on at work. I've gotten a lot better. I still get a little complaints every once in a while, but I am I'm very much so self-aware, and I take accountability, and I'm growing and I'm working at it. So I mess up sometimes, but I really think through things now before I assign what I think is the meaning of things.
You gonna watch this interview?
Am I?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it, even if it's the last 10 minutes, because I want you to look in this camera. Because what we're gonna do is, I remember watching this movie years ago, and this lady was teaching her son a way to remind himself when he overthinking, and she told him to record a moment like when he was okay, and tell himself, you're overthinking. When he having that moment, he can just watch the video of himself. It was like a self-help thing, like a form of therapy to himself.
I'm gonna try that.
We're gonna do it right now too.
Okay.
Now, I want you to look in the camera, and I want you to say who you are and becoming today, like who Jasmine, who you're becoming, even right now in the work, to remind yourself who you're becoming.
Okay. Today, I am successful. I am growing. I'm transforming. And I'm going to become the person I want to be, which is a successful business owner that travels the world and that has some type of lover. They might be in France or maybe in America, but I'm going to be loved. I'm going to have a lover, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to make sure of that.
Hey, man. Oh, I want to, it's a scripture for the overthinking. I'm going to send you the scripture too.
Please do.
It's in Corinthians. I think it's chapter 10. It say, cast down everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High. A lot of times, the inner child is in you. There's always some kind of outside noise or some other source or something that's coming up against that keeps you from either becoming or doing. It's something that is exalting itself over him. It say to cast that down. A practice that I have is telling myself no. And the very thing that's giving me anxiety or might scare me to death, I'll do it afraid. I caught anxiety for the first time probably in a long time because I got this new thing I'm doing where I'm going to Walmart, basically a form of witnessing and getting out. The day I was going to do it, I caught myself calling somebody knowing this conversation was probably going to go 30, 45 minutes, killing time. In the middle of that conversation, I literally said, hang up the phone and go. It's thoughts that's trying to keep me from doing that. I grabbed all my stuff, I walked out the door. I get to Walmart and it was kind of warm. We in December. And I had my hoodie on, and some sweats. So I'm watching people walk in shorts. My mind come up with another excuse, exalting itself to keep me from going in there. I said, go back to the house and put some shorts on real quick. And I literally started to drive out of the parking lot. And at that, I get to the light and I said, go in, turn around. I turn around. I sit in the parking lot probably another 15, 20 minutes. Then I had this conversation of, you tell people to do things all the time. This right here is creating the anxiety that you tend to say you don't comprehend when other people are struggling with what you're trying to push them through, what you gonna do. When I was affiliated with GD, I was real big on not saying or telling somebody to do something I would not do myself. I got out of the car, my palms was already sweating. I sweat a lot anyway. I'm sweating under my hat. When I walk in, I do what you say. I'm thinking security watching me. They know I got the camera. They finna stop me. These was excuses to it, rising up against what I'm trying to tell myself. I turned the camera on, turned the mic on. By the time I interviewed the first person, I walked off and was like, see, fighting through and not allowing that to stop. And the fear, what's the acronym they say? False evidence appearing to be real.
I don't know.
For the acronym of fear. That's the acronym for false evidence appearing to be real.
Oh, yes.
All these things I said in my mind did not even exist. It say cast them down. We have to get in the habit of not allowing our mind to beat us. Coping with cutting people off because of something our mind told us it probably wasn't even real. Distancing ourselves, disassociating ourselves, or creating with habits and certain things, all because you're coping with it in your mind with something that's not even there.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're hitting You're hitting the nail on the head with that one. And that very thing that you're talking about is just like in your mind, like, no, go and do it. No, go and do it. Those are things that I've just started doing for myself. And it's hard sometimes because I get really anxious and it'd be over the smallest things. And like, I literally had to have my mom come over and help me clean my house once because I was just in that place where I was just lonely. I didn't care. And I was just like, I have to get myself out of this place. And when I started to try to climb out, it was all those things that are coming back. Well, your house is a shithole anyway, so why even finish doing it? Go get you something to eat, go get you a drink, sit down and enjoy. Why pressure yourself? And I think my mom she came over to help me with something, and she saw how hard it was just for me to figure out what I'm going to do, because I just have all these things going on, all these anxieties just to clean my house, which it wasn't even that dirty, but to me it was, but it was a lot. And she's like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to help you. And it's okay to ask for help. And you should allow people to help you. And she also was like, you have to tell yourself that you can do these things. Like, don't get overwhelmed. Like, just sit down and think it through. So that really resonates with me. And I totally agree. And that's more things I'm going to try to do. And it also really is delightful to hear, because I think that I'm the only one in this world that is dealing with what I'm dealing with. You know, so to hear someone else say like, yeah, I be having anxieties for small stuff too.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good and more human-like. And yeah.
What's something you want to do to get you? Did you say you want to jump out of a plane or a cliff?
I like to jump off of stuff, definitely.
What you jumped off of?
I like to, like when I go, when I do travel, I like to do like the excursion. So I'll jump off like into like a little cenote there.
Would you jump out of a plane? What's something you could do that'll get you out of your comfort zone? Because we're going to do it.
I would jump out of a plane.
You would jump out of the plane?
I would do that. That's kind of fun. But those are the type of things I like. Also, fun fact, my dad jumped out of planes in the military. He's a paratrooper. Shout out to the Army. But I like doing stuff like that. But I probably wouldn't.
And with that being said, I don't know what y'all think is that y'all are afraid to do. But me and Jasmine, we're going to go jump out the plane. I'm taking Dijon with me. I'm taking Amber. I'm taking Jade. Taking Baby. We're all going to support.
I'm ready. So when are we? I'm doing it.
Dijon, we all going to support. Just like when people had, they support by cutting their hair off. Either we jump out the plane or we all cutting our hair. What we doing?
We jumping out the plane.
With that being said, man, we just blessed this conversation. Is it anything else you want to say before we go?
No, thank you for the opportunity to talk with you. This is a really great discussion. I enjoyed it. I was nervous at first, but I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot, and I hope that by me sharing, like, I can help others as well. So thank you for the opportunity.
That's the goal. And y'all already know what time it is, man. I hope you got something out of that. It's your boy, Joe T.
So when y'all gonna put me on the schedule again?